Guys, please check your audio and video settings, please. Guys, please check your audio and video settings, please. Class content. Spring, where is this? Class content. Spring here. NTSPBMS615. Spring Boot MVC. Yes, guys. Today's date is 26th. Spring Boot MVC flow. Spring Boot MVC flow. Spring MVC or Spring Boot MVC flow. Right, guys. Okay. Spring MVC or Spring Boot MVC. Spring MVC or Spring Boot MVC are designed according to are designed around the front controller dispatcher servlet. Spring MVC, Spring Boot MVC are designed around the front controller dispatcher servlet component, guys. What component? Dispatcher servlet component. Fine. Everyone getting my point there or not? Super. This is Spring MVC or Spring Boot MVC. Are designed around the front controller dispatcher servlet component, guys. Super. Everything happens with respect to dispatcher servlet component, boss. Right. The components of Spring MVC or Spring Boot MVC application are number one, dispatcher servlet. Number two, view components. View components can be from any technology, can be from any view technology, like HTML, JSP, theme leaf, velocity, free marker. Not fixed, single fixed technology, guys. Free marker and etc. And etc. View component. Next, handler mapping components. Handler mapping component, guys. This is front controller, guys. What is next? Handler mapping component. Okay. To map incoming requests URLs with handler classes, handler or controller classes. So many requests will come. Which request will go to which handler class will be decided by handler mapping component. Will be decided by handler mapping component. Next, D. Okay, D. Handler class. Handler or controller class, guys. What is this? Handler or controller class. Right, guys? Handler or guys, view resolver to resolve nothing but identify view components, name and location. Come on, view components. Next, view components, name and location. These are the main components of Spring Boot MVC, guys. These are the main component of Spring. I just introduced what is what, guys. Don't think when I put diagrammatic representation, you will get clarity. I will give two flows: diagram based flow, code based flow. Today our main focus is on diagram based flow. Our main focus, main concentration is on what? Diagram based flow. Is that clear, guys? Come on. I'm going to talk more and more on what? Diagram based flow. Super boss. Dispatcher servlet, view component, handler mapping component, handler or controller class, view resolver. These are the main components, guys. Let's see. Here is the browser, guys. End user always operates the application with the browser. Here is my database software. This is my browser window. Spring MVC or Spring Boot MVC web application. Spring MVC or Spring Boot MVC application. Right, guys. Here is my front controller dispatcher servlet. Here is my controller or handler class. What class, guys? Controller or handler class. Dispatcher servlet, guys, which is also called front controller. Got it, guys? Understanding my statement, boss? Super. Right, boss. Right. Now listen, guys. Request comes. Right. First of all, I'll give my first number here. Deployment of the Spring MVC or Spring Boot MVC application. In that process, pre-instantiation of dispatcher servlet, IOC container creation. Next, singleton scope beans pre-instantiation, injecting one bean from another bean. Come on, injecting one bean into what? Another bean. Injecting one spring bean into what? Another bean. And at the end, injections takes place. And those objects will be there in the in-memory metadata of what, guys? In the in-memory metadata of IOC container. Array, yesterday whole day we spent time on this number one step or not? Super, guys. Now tell me, see, this Spring MVC application will get one request or lots of requests? Come on. This Spring MVC application will get one request or lots of requests? Those who missed yesterday's class, please go through that once. Number one, deployment of the web application. 2, continuation. Dispatcher servlet pre-instantiation. As part of that init method of dispatcher servlet executes. IOC container creation, singleton scope beans, pre-instantiation and injection, and keeping those objects in the in-memory metadata of IOC container. Clear, guys? I'll write all the things together. So shall I write them together once? No, first I will give all the numbers, guys. Next, this is my request. This is number 2. Array, dispatcher servlet traps and takes a request, applies common system services or not? Applies common system services. Okay, now listen carefully. There are one handler class or lots of handler class? Handler or controller class? There is one handler class or lots of handler class? You speak out, guys. You speak out. There will be lot of handler class. I said no, one per module handler classes will be taken. So many module means so many handler classes. Now listen. Some requests will go to first handler class. Few requests will go to second handler class. Hundreds of requests may come. Some of them wants to go to handler class 1. Some of them wants to go to handler class 2. And there should be someone to map each request to certain handler class or not. Each request to certain handler class or not. I want reply. I want reply. Are you getting my point or not? Okay. Super, guys. And that component is nothing but handler mapping component. What is that component name, guys? Handler mapping component. Super, guys. That component is technically called as handler mapping component. Super, guys. Okay. That component is technically called as handler mapping component. Everyone understood my statement, guys? Come on. Is that clear? Tell me number 2, number 4. What is number 4, guys? Number 4. This is number 4. Array, to make Java class as controller class, we will be using @controller annotation. Yes, we'll be using @controller annotation. Okay. Inside this, one or other business method will be there. Inside this, one or other method will be there, guys. Our choice return type, our choice method name, our choice return type, our choice method name, our choice params. Okay, everyone. Stop thinking here and there. Concentrate on what I am presenting. Concentrate on what I am presenting. Clear, guys? To tell that it is not a normal method, it is a method to process the request of certain URL. Come on. Okay. There is an annotation called request mapping. There is an annotation called request mapping /path something. Request mapping /path. Everyone understanding my statement, guys? Come on. Right, guys. Now listen. Deployment, request is given. Dispatcher servlet trapped and taking the request. Applied common system services. Hand over the request to handler mapping. Come on. This handler mapping along with the request gets a URI na boss. Array, URI or path. Array, one or other request will be there na boss. Along with the request, URI path will be there na. If X is there, it looks for the method that is mapped with X. If Y is there, it looks for the method that mapped with Y. If Z is there, it looks for the method that mapped with what? Z. Okay, this handler mapping internally uses reflection API, searches in all controller classes, searches in what? All handler method whose request path is matching with okay, incoming request URI, whose request path is matching with incoming request URI. Okay, found one method or not? Say something, guys. It found one method or not? Definitely found one method. Okay, that is number 5. Found one method, that is number 5. Now listen. Okay, controller class ID plus method signature. Method signature will be given back to dispatcher servlet. This is going to be 6. This is going to be 6. I'm purely given with respect to controller class bean ID. Array, here ID means bean ID. ID means bean ID. Forget about. Here ID means bean ID, my dear. Are you understanding my statement? Okay. Okay. That B controller class bean ID and method signature. This method is technically called handler method, guys. Array, it is handling request na, that's why it is called handler method. It's a method of handler class na, guys. Handler method. Come on. Okay, which method signature it will give, guys? Handler method signature. Handler method signature. Are you getting my point there? Are you understanding my point there? Super. Number 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. Array, listen carefully. That handler method is handler class, controller class, bean ID is submitted. Handler class object is gathered from IOC container in memory metadata, IOC container internal cache. Come on. Array, handler class object is already created, Rababo. In the deployment itself, it submits a bean ID, gets the object, get the signature of the method on that controller class object. It calls a handler method. It simply calls a handler method. Come on, my dears. It simply calls a handler method. What happens in the handler method, I will talk later. Can I explain up to this number once again? Deployment, dispatcher ready, IOC container, or a signature. This is not handler method signature. Muddy fellow. Ravi Prasad. This is not signature. You don't know what is signature? You sitting in spring, jump into the drainage, a dirty fellow. Without knowing signature, you are sitting in spring. Method, return type, access specifier, method name, parameter, all together we call it as what? Signature, not your signature, hand signature, a dirty fellow. After the class, please jump into the drain if you don't know what is signature of the method. Muddy fellows. Okay. How shamelessly asking what is signatures are. At least you heard about prototype. Prototype, handlers, signature, all are one and the same. Not your signature, handmade signature. Fine. Tell me, deployment, dispatcher servlet creation. Next, IOC container creation. In a singleton scope beans pre-instantiation. Injection of spring beans. Keeping them in what? IOC container internal cache. Keeping them in what? IOC container internal cache. Got the clarity, my dear? Come on. Next, request. Dispatcher servlet traps and takes the request, applies the system services. Come on. Next. Okay. Dispatch servlet handovers the request to handler mapping. Okay. Next. Handler mapping uses reflection API. Searches for handler method whose request path matches with incoming request URI. Takes that controller class bean ID and method signature, handler method signature, gives to dispatcher servlet. Dispatcher servlet uses handler class bean ID, gets handler class object from where? IOC container, gets handler method signature, prepares the argument accordingly, and calls the method. Okay, calling handler method. What's happening, guys? Handler method. Tell me next. Number 9. Handler method either directly process the request or takes the support of service DAO to process the request. Either directly process the request or takes the support of what? Service DAO classes to process the request. Generated result, it will keep in a scope. Generated results, it will keep in a scope. Are you understanding my statement, guys? And returns. Logical view name. Logical view name of the view component. Not fixed physical view name, guys. Not the really JSP file name. Not the real HTML file name. Some logical name related to JSP file name. Some logical name related to HTML file will be returned. Instead of sending your name, sending Aadhaar ID kind of thing. Instead of sending your details, sending your passport number kind of thing. So it will send something logical view name, guys. Okay, gives what, guys? Logical view name. Gives what, dear guys? Logical view name. Yeah, tell me, guys, this is number 10. Every point I will write notes, don't worry. Right, boss. Now tell me next one. Dispatcher servlet takes that logical view name, passes to view resolver. What resolver, guys? It will pass that one to a special component called view resolver. View resolver is there to identify the view. View resolver is not there to execute the view. This is nothing but view resolver. View resolver. View resolver is not there to execute the view component. View resolver is there to identify the view, to resolve the view. Resolving means identify. To find the view. View resolver is there to find the view. Everyone getting my point there or not? Come on. Super. Tell me, guys. It will take logical view name LVN. LVN. This is called LVN. Logical view name is called LVN. It takes logical view name as input. It gives logical view name to view resolver. What this view resolver will do, you know? It will find out physical view name and location. The physical view name and location will come. It returns the real view component name and location. Right, guys. Tell me what it is. Physical view name and location. It returns the physical view name and location, guys. This is going to be, tell me, 10, 11. This is going to be 12. This is going to be 12. Okay, now concentrate. Dispatcher servlet sends the control to that physical view component. This is a physical view component. Physical view component. RSS, JSP kind of thing. Whatever it is. Physical view component. Which contains what logic, guys? Presentation logic. What logic, guys? Which contains what logic? Presentation logic. That physical view component executes, guys. That physical view component is executes, guys. Oh, okay. Formatted result goes to dispatcher servlet. Come on. The physical view component executes. This is going to be 13. 13. Okay. Formatted result comes to dispatcher servlet. Nice, guys. Tell me, whatever data you kept in the scope, whatever data you kept in scope, whatever data that kept in scope. Yes, boss. Whatever data that kept in scope, that comes to physical view component. Array, this is logical connectivity. Array, I said, after that it will keep results in a scope. Those results will be taken by physical view component. Array, JSP components kind of thing. Okay, they will gather the result, they will format the result. Come on. They will gather the result, they will format the results. Formatted result comes to what? Dispatcher servlet. And dispatcher servlet sends formatted results to browser as response. Everything is happening through dispatcher servlet. Did you notice that, guys? Each and everything is happening. Okay, in the form of dispatcher servlet. This is number 15, guys. This is number 15. Okay, now listen, guys. View resolver gives physical view component name and location. 13. Dispatcher servlet goes to that physical view component. Come on. Executes the presentation logic. Come on, guys. Executes the presentation logic. Presentation logic get access to scoped data, scoped results kept by controller class. Gather those results using presentation logic, formats those results. Whatever formatted results are there, they go to dispatcher servlet, and dispatcher servlet sends those formatted results to browser as response. Those formatted results to browser as response, guys. Come on, guys. Don't you think by using handler mapping support, dispatcher servlet is doing navigation management? Which request should go to which handler class is decided by handler mapping? By using view resolver, don't you think dispatcher servlet is doing view management? Which result should be formatted by which JSP component, which physical view component? Come on, is decided by this. Keeping data in a scope, generated results in a scope, accessing those results in view component, formatting those results is nothing but what? Data management or not? Nothing but model data management or not? Is nothing but model data management or not? I want reply. Got it, guys. Got it, guys. Yeah. One more time I will explain orally, then I will write through notes. Number one, listen. Number one, okay. Number one, let me explain through writings. Programmer deploys Spring MVC or Spring Boot MVC application in web server or application server. In that process, dispatcher servlet is pre-instantiated. Dispatcher servlet pre-instantiated. Okay, guys. Rakesh, how servlet container is created inside the server? Rakesh, I think you are so weak in servlet JSP. First join in servlet JSP, then you will get answer for this question. how servlet container is created in server. Rakesh, can I say you don't know anything about servlet JSP? I can give 10%, 10 marks in servlets, boss, out of 100 marks. Arey muddy fellow, when web server is started, automatically servlet container and JSP container will be started, right? Come on, Ra. Without knowing that, I am teaching you Spring MVC to you. Great. Super. Spring MVC is going to have golden days from your perspective. Okay. Array, when server started, automatically servlet JSP containers will be started. They will be started because they are already there inside the web server. Dispatcher servlet is pre-instantiated. Array, nothing is there. DS class object is created. Okay. I will answer, but I will scold and give answer. If I don't scold and give answer, you will forget the answer. Otherwise, he will think that I asked a great intellectual question. Sir also surprised to give answer for a question. To tell that, this is lack of your basics. I will scold, then I will give answer. I think in his lifetime, he never forget this answer. Come on. So your answer will be resisted because of scolding. Right? Dispatcher servlet is pre-instantiated. Right, guys. Init method of DS executes performing IOC container creation. IOC container creation, which leads to singleton scope, Spring Beans, pre-instantiation. Okay. Completing dependency injections. Dependency injections. Come on, guys. Completing dependency injection and which leads to and keeping Spring Bean class objects in the internal cache of IOC container. In the internal cache of IOC container. Yes, guys. Here, Spring Beans are singleton scope. Spring Beans are handler mapping, guys. Controller classes, guys. Tell me. View resolver, guys. Next, if there service classes, guys, DAO classes, and etc. These are the main guys. IOC container is Spring Bean. Amit Mishra. Completing dependence injection and keeping Spring Bean class objects in the internal cache of IOC container. Super, guys. I think everyone clear on first point. Yesterday whole day I spent time on it. Can I move to next line? Each number I will make you thorough. Number 2. End user gives request to array. If you explain this MVC flow perfectly, confidently, strongly, don't ask much questions on Spring MVC. If you have taken time to answer this, if you are struggling to answer this, interviewer may play with you. Definitely interviewer may play with you, guys. End user gives request to. End user gives request to Spring MVC. Spring Boot MVC web application. Yes, guys. Number 3. As front controller, The dispatcher servlet. What guys? Traps and takes the request and applies the common system services. Okay, I think everyone thorough with third point. Come on. Okay. Right, guys. Manoj Pradhan, if these classes are non-singleton, when request is given, objects will be created. Right? Dirty fellow. Okay. First, DS. DS means dispatcher servlet. DS means dispatcher servlet, guys. What is that, my dear? Come on. Array dispatcher servlet init method and servlet component init method one and the same, ra. Ranjan Kumar Behra. Dispatcher servlet is a servlet, na. Why it will have different init method, ra? Waste fellow. How dirty fellow you are. Dispatcher servlet is a servlet. When it is a servlet, why dispatcher servlet will have a different init method, ra? Waste fellow. In that init method, bit extra logics are there. Bit extra logics are there to create IOC container. Muddy fellow. Now all your original knowledge of servlet will come out. Common system services are in which dunya you are chilling yesterday, my dear Ankit. Login service, security service, auditing service. These are called common system services, right? Are missing class is not danger, ra babu. Not reading the document is danger, right? Okay. Tell me next one. DS handovers the request to handler mapping component. What component, guys? Handler mapping component. Yeah, handler mapping component uses reflection API support to search and get at the rate controller class and handler method at the rate controller class and handler method whose request path matches with incoming request to URI. Incoming request to URI. Request path of at the rate request mapping matches with incoming request to URI. To search and get at the rate control class, handler method whose request path is matching with this. Number 6, handler mapping component. Today, no other discussion, guys. My main concentration is on this. Gives at the rate controller class Spring Bean ID and handler method signature. Handler method signature to DS. Handler method signature to DS. Everyone got the clarity, guys? Come on. Handler method signature to DS. Super or not? Come on. DS means what, guys? Data structures are? DS means data structure. Yes, sir. Murder. I will murder your worst fellows. DS, dispatcher servlet, takes the controller class bean ID and gets its object, Spring Bean class object, from the internal cache of IOC container. Number 8. Okay. Number 8. Array, what Spring MVC you read? That is Upar ka Spring MVC. This is in detailed, cluster clear Spring MVC flow. Got it, guys? Are you able to connect each point? Okay. DS prepares required arguments, the required argument that are required to call. What, guys? That are required to call the handler method of controller class. Required arguments that are required to call handler method. Okay. And calls the handler method. First calls the handler method having those arguments. This is 8, guys. This is 8. Nice, boss. Number 9, guys. Tell me, what is number 9, boss? All are interlinked. With the technical details, I am giving the flow. Handler method of @controller class either process the request by executing business logic or delegates the request to service DAO classes to process the request. Next, number 10. Tell me, my dear. Tell me. Okay. Generated result keeps in request scope. One or other scope, mostly is request scope. Yeah, listen, guys. Sir, it can give physical view component name. Na? Why are you giving logical view name? Suppose, for example, it has given a.jsp as directly physical view name. Let us assume it has given a.jsp, nothing but physical view name. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Physical view name. Yes, boss. Everyone please come back. Very few steps, very few steps. When I'm explaining why it is not sending physical view name. Suppose by writing some code, it is sending a.jsp to the dispatcher servlet and it directly executing a.jsp. Let us assume no view resolver. Tomorrow, I decided not to work with JSP technology. In that place, I want to work with HTML technology or theme leaf technology. Location is changed. A.jsp changed to B.jsp. When file name changes, again I have to disturb the source code of controller class or not. Come on, guys. Tight coupling is coming. Tight coupling is coming or not coming? Now what they will do? They are not giving real physical view name. They are giving logical view name A. In the properties file, they say logical view name A linked with xyz.jsp. Where they do in properties file. After a few days, we decided not to work with JSP technology. We decided to work with theme leaf technology. Okay, some THM is the extension. So when I changed it, do I need to modify the logical view name given by controller servlet, guys? Controller class, guys? No. Suppose file name also changed ABC. File name also changed ABC. File name also changed what? ABC. Right, guys. File name also changed ABC. 1, 2, 3. Do I need to disturb logical name given by controller class? Everything happens in properties file. Changing property file is easy. Changing controller class is easy. Changing property file is easy, my dears. I think you got the clarity why it is sending logical view name. Loose coupling, again loose coupling. Handler method of @controller class returns logical view name back to dispatcher servlet. Back to dispatcher servlet, guys. Okay. Number 11. Dispatcher servlet gives the received logical view name to view resolver. View resolver component. Number 12. View resolver component. Okay. Resolves or identifies the name and location of physical view name, the name and location of physical view component. Resolves or identifies the name and location of physical view component, guys. Are you getting my point here, guys? Come on. Okay. Physical view component based on the received logical view name. LVM. Number 13. I hope you got it. Somewhere view resolver connects to property file. View resolver connects to something else. Number 13, guys. DS DS takes the physical, 1 minute. DS passes the control flow to to the received physical view component. Physical view component. Mostly assume JSP only. Yeah. The physical view component collects results from request to scope, formats the results using presentation logics, format the results using presentation logics and sends format the results using presentation logics and sends sends the formatted results back to DS. 15 guys. Okay. DS gives the formatted results to browser window as response. DS gives the formatted results to browser window. Format the results using presentation logic and sends the formatted results back to DS. DS gives the formatted results to browser window as a response. Collects the results from request to scope. Come on, guys. Okay, don't study these numbers. See the numbers of diagram and tell to explain flow to yourself. Try to explain flow to yourself. Okay. Array, Angular, all these things will be written inside .html or .jsp, worst fellows. Come on. Angular is JavaScript, na? JavaScript will be there what? Inside HTML, inside JSP. That means in any physical view component, they can be included. Yes or no, na? Array, scope in controller class. Array, scope in controller class is request scope. Why? Request to request inputs will change. Output also change. That's why better to keep results in which scope? Request scope. Common sense, Ra Babu. When inputs are changing every request, outputs also change in every request. So generated results better to keep in which scope? Request scope. It's better to keep generated results in which scope, guys? Request scope. Right, guys? Line 12 gives physical view name and location back to GS. Yes. Physical view name and location back to GS. Akshay Bhusai, arrow is this side now, boss. Back to DS only. Any confusion? Like it the flow? Please about LVN. 2 minutes back only I talked na importance of LVN. Logical view name. Actually, controller should tell physical view name, but it will not tell. Why? Tomorrow physical view name is changed. Inside the code also, Java code also, I have to change the physical view name. That's why intelligently what it sends, logical view name. Somewhere in the property file, it will be linked with what? Physical view name. Logical view name A linked with xyz.jsp. Tomorrow I decided not to work with JSP. I decided to work with abc.html. Come on, in property file, A can be linked with abc.html or not? Right. Keeping results in request scope happens in step number 9. Keeping results in request scope happens in step number 9. It won't happen. It's a logical connection, my dear fellow. Dotted means physical connection or logical connection. Actually, here to here, here to here. But target is this. Target is this. Array, you asked money to mother. Mother asked to father. Indirectly, father is given to kid. Na. Same thing. When you keep in request scope, here to here, here to here, but indirectly here to here. That is my intention, waste fellow. Why? Because this will use same request object, right? Here to here, here to here, indirectly here to here, na boss. Twentieth file is uploaded. Next day, check it out once. Can I ask one number? What is number 7? Everyone respond in the chat box. What is number 7? Array, based on the signature, received signature, it prepares necessary arguments and calls the method. Simple na. Array, it has to call method by knowing the signature means before calling the method, it has to prepare arguments or not. Servlet container call service method. Array, before calling service method, keeping request response objects is whose responsibility? Servlet container responsibility. JVM calls catch block. Before calling catch block, keeping exception object is responsibility of whom? JVM. Come on. Before dispatcher servlet calls handler method, keeping necessary arguments that are required to call handler method. Responsibility of whom? Dispatcher servlet. Responsibility of whom? Dispatcher servlet. Array, JVM calls main method. Before calling main method, keeping command line arguments ready is the responsibility of whom? Keeping command line arguments ready is responsibility of whom? JVM. If dispatcher servlet wants to call certain user defined method of what? Handler class or controller class. So according to the signature of the method, it has to keep arguments ready or not? It has to keep arguments ready or not? Tell me what is number 7, Ra Babu? What is number 7? From handler mapping, it gets controller class bean ID, submits the bean ID, submits the bean ID, gets the controller class bean class object. Simply gets the controller class bean class object. Okay. Can you tell me what is number 14, guys? Explain what is 14. Respond. Explain number 14. You are not active, boss. Formatted results of presentation logic comes back to DS. What is 15? What is 15? Those formatted results goes to browser as response. Yes or no, na? Yeah, tell me, this kind of flow is available in the internet? Everything is interlinked. Each and everything is interlinked. Everything. You never miss logic and sense anywhere. You never miss any logic, any sense everywhere. It is there like this, I will mug up. You need not to mug up. Everything is, each and everything is interlinked. If this is there in your brain, Spring MVC is nothing. This is only diagram based flow, guys. Now diagram based flow, right? Code based flow also I will give. Then you will become master in the coding. Right. This is diagrammatic flow, guys. What I taught today is diagrammatic flow. Thank you, guys. Okay. Interviewer asked about postman. Postman will come in Spring REST module. Don't worry. Right. Yeah, Spring MVC flow should not be there in the brain. It should be there. It should be running in your blood. It should be running in your blood. Got it? Yes. Tomorrow we have a class. Common topic for all the students. That is at 9 o'clock. How to hack software job. How to get software job. Techniques of hacking software job. Postman is used for testing in Spring REST applications. 9 a.m. 9 a.m. 9 a.m. This week I have given some videos to watch. Next week I will give another videos. How to hack software job. Thank you. Have a nice time. This class continuation. Acha, listen. Okay. If you are attending morning 7 a.m. session, guys, tomorrow I think not possible. 7 a.m. session is not possible. But check once. Log in once, check once. Log in once, check once. Anyhow, you will get a message, right? Okay. Thank you.